Hey everyone, Chozen here bringing you another audio commentary. Today I have a matchup on Steps of War, Zerg vs Terran. My opponent is Chrono, and that's what I'll just call him for the entire match. It's already going here. My opponent goes for a fast expansion, and I send an SCV to scout, and I see that he's going for that fast expansion, so I counter with a bunker rush, and that's pretty much the best strategy to use when you send your SCV out and you see your opponent fast expanding like that. Now, I saw him cancel his expansion, so I canceled my bunker, and that was pretty much that, to make sure he doesn't try to make a move and expand without me knowing. So I actually canceled his expansion, and pretty much just going to mass up my units here and go for a factory. I don't think I saw that he was going Banelings just yet. I'm pretty sure I scout him a little bit later in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this just a bit so that you guys can see that it's just pretty much massing and building up units at this point. He has two overlords to the north and south of my base, just to make sure he has eyes on my expansion, eyes on the north expansion if I decide to float a command center in there. And I'm gonna slow it down here because my SCV gets caught up and I just get killed, and I'm unable to see what he has. But if you can take a look at his Zerglings, they're transforming into Banelings right now, and he's pretty much building up a good number of Banelings. And I'm gonna go ahead and close the resource page, and he's gonna hit me with all these Banelings and try to get in my base. I know that he didn't expand. I know that he was guarding or not giving me sight for some reason. And he was pretty much doing a solid hold. And here he comes with this massive army of Banelings here, and he's going to make a big mistake trying to get into this base with those Banelings, because I am prepared for it. I do know it's coming. I do have this Hellion here, two Hellions rather, to fend off those Zerglings, even if those Banelings do manage to break in somehow. So you can see they just come barging in. They take out one supply depot and my reactor core. And I'm going to decide to fight this fight because they're just so bunched up at this point. And I know I have Hellions just right back there burning them away. And it's just too much for the Zerglings and Banelings to handle with those Hellions there. Those are just too much damage in a straight line of fire for Zerglings or Banelings to handle. So make sure you always block your Hellions with Marauders and Marines when your opponent is attacking you, because it will help out a lot. So if you take a look right now, I'm just pretty much harassing him with these Hellions. I just want to let him know, like, hey, I have Hellions, and I'm gonna do my best to harass you as much as possible. And you pretty much want your Zerg opponent to keep building Zerglings at this point. If he does not have an expansion, I can't stress enough how important it is to make sure that you apply some type of pressure and you make sure that he keeps producing Zerglings, so that you can just pretty much keep burning them down with Hellions. Banelings and Zerglings here again. He's going to pretty much try to make another approach into my base and barge in here. I know he went for that all-in, let me, go all-in diving approach with these Baneling Zergling, and it really just equaled off, and no one really won. I saw with my Hellions that he did not expand, so I do know he's only running off of one mineral field at the moment. And as you can see, he's going to come in here with these Banelings. He has another group over here just moving right in. He's going to pretty much just go for this, and I don't even realize how weak my barracks is, and I think I start seeing these Zerglings and Banelings, and I really just don't realize how weak it is, and he comes barging right in here, and just a big mistake on his part, because as you can see, microing the Hellions, he pretty much bottlenecked everyone at the top of the ramp here, and his Zerglings were blocking his Banelings from actually blowing things up. Even though it did manage to blow up my whole entrance, he really didn't get any of my crucial vehicles, which were my Hellions, and it's a group of 6 Hellions right now. But like I said, anything above 4 against Zerglings and Banelings, as long as you micro micro them, you really can't get hurt. And I make a big mistake here, not realizing what I did or what was outside of my base. And these two Hellions pretty much just get creamed by those Banelings there. So I went from 6 to 2, and he gets the improved Zergling speed upgrade. And I'm just pretty much scanning his base, making sure that he's not doing anything crazy or not trying to pull something fast behind my back. And I'm pretty much in the right here with my strategy, because he's just simply producing more and more Zerglings, and he has no layer going up. He has not upgraded his hatchery yet. He's just pretty much going all in with these Banelings and Zergling strategy and hoping that it's going to eventually break into my base here. And he's pretty much been somewhat successful. I wouldn't say very successful, because he's been on the losing end of the battles, but really we've just been exchanging so much that from my mistake with those Hellions there, I managed to lose pretty much all of my army. And you can see me massing up here, and I know that he's going Hellions, so and I know that he's producing more and more Banelings, so I block my base off with a bunker so that, you know, adds extra defense to it and makes, you know, pretty much makes my opponent say, oh, I'm not going to go in there right now. It's not a good idea. And these Vikings are going to go out, and I knew that my opponent didn't have any air units, because he's simply just pumping Banelings and Zerglings. And I see these groups of Overlords here, and I brought up the resource page so you can see that he is 39 out of 67. I fly right past him, and I say, oh, okay, there they go. And you can see me just going in for these Overlord kills here, and that's pretty much all I want. It's just to start killing these Overlords, harassing and, you know, gaining air dominance. It's just key when controlling a Zerg. Even though he's fast expanding, or I mean not fast expanding, but he's doing a late expansion, it's not much he can do at this point when I do have air superiority. I'm just going to leave those Vikings there to just see what he's doing, what, you know, he tries to come up with in terms of countering these Vikings, because sometimes they don't even take, you know, an air counter, an AA approach to them. Sometimes they'll just attack your base, so you need to be prepared for pretty much whatever happens. And I decide, you know what, let me make my move in here. I see all these Banelings. I want to start messing with them a little bit, so I use my Hellions to get rid of them. I kept him a little too close there, and you can see he's pretty much prepared for this landing. And I'm going to move up here with my army, and I'm going to keep two Marauders below the cliff, because I don't want anything to touch them. I put my Vikings down here pretty much to make a distraction, and it wasn't a smart idea. I lost two Vikings there, but these two Marauders on the bottom of the hill avoiding all types of damage is pretty much what's helping me here. And yeah, I don't think he realizes it, and it's pretty much what won me that battle. These two Marauders at the bottom of this hilltop, and me keeping everything so close to it kept them in range to attack his units. So he's still not gaining anything from this mineral field right here, and I still have Vikings producing. I know that, you know, he's banking off of Zerglings and Banelings still. There's not much he can really do in terms of countering my Vikings successfully without me running away. And I'm just going to pretty much fly around here and just look for any Overlord I can pick off. I find one right here, boom, and I just take him out as fast as I can. And you're gonna see that his food count is just dropped from 44 to 36, and I pretty much go on this Overlord hunt here. I'm gonna eventually catch this one, which is gonna bring him down quite a bit. I'm gonna fast forward it just a little bit so you can see that I'm massing my army, getting my expansion up. I don't want him to have an expansion without me having an expansion. And I see those Overlord. I see this Overlord. I think I don't actually. I thought I did, but anyways, I see that Overlord, or I know there's Overlords around, and I'm pretty much just scouting for them at the moment. You can see 4 Vikings, about 6 or 7 Marauders, a few Marines, and 4 Hellions. And those Hellions are really just to counter all these Baneling cocoons. And as you can see, I catch him building those Banelings. Not a really good time. Killing more Overlords. His food count is in the red now. Banelings, and it's just eating up all his just losing his army really, and just nothing to attack with because he had so many banelings produced, and even if he did have marines or anything, these Vikings are just anti. I'm sorry, even if he was producing Zerglings, these Vikings would have just burned them, especially with the Hellions. And there's really no match for this combination, especially when your opponent only had one mineral field to work off of. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I hope you guys picked up some tips on how to contain and control the Zerg. I've been playing a lot lately, so hope you enjoyed.